All right, let's just dive right in. You're here because you want to master Python for data science, right? Specifically by 2026. Well, you've come to the right place. This is your complete roadmap. No fluff, just a fast, actionable guide to get you exactly where you need to be. So how do you actually do it? How do you master data science by 2026? I know, it's the big question, and it can feel like this giant mountain you have to climb. But here's the thing, it really doesn't have to be that way. We're going to break it all down for you, step by step, the exact path you need to take. Okay, so where do we even begin this journey? It all starts with one thing, Python. And look, I want to be super clear here. It's not just a language you can use for data science. For all intents and purposes, it is the language. This is your essential first step. It's totally non-negotiable. But why Python? What's the big deal? Well, for starters, the syntax is just simple. It's super readable, which is a lifesaver when you're just starting out. But don't let that simplicity fool you. Underneath that is this massive, huge ecosystem of libraries and frameworks made just for data. That's why the top jobs, ML engineer, data analyst, all demand it. It's literally the engine powering AI, big data, automation, you name it. Okay, so we get it. Python is critical right now. But you're not just learning for today. You're building a future-proof skill. So what does that future actually look like? Let's take a peek at what's coming down the pipe for 2026, because this is where it gets really, really cool. Trend number one is huge. AI isn't just something you're going to build with Python anymore. It's actually changing how you write Python. Think about it. Smart code editors and AI assistants are getting so good, they can write a lot of the code for you. This is a game changer. It means you get to build stuff way faster and focus on the big picture, the logic, instead of getting bogged down in tiny syntax details. And then, of course, there's the whole large language model revolution, LLMs. We're talking custom chatbots, super smart AI agents, the works. And what's the go-to language for building and training these things? You guessed it, Python. Seriously, this one skill alone can absolutely transform your career. And it goes even deeper. We're not just talking about building models from scratch. Python is now powering the automation of machine learning. There are these incredible AutoML tools that can automatically build, test, and pick the best possible model for your data. You'll be using Python to steer these powerful tools, which makes you way, way more efficient and super valuable. Look, don't just take my word for it. This isn't just some wild guess about the future. The data backs it up. Recent studies all show the same thing. Python's growth in AI jobs is still on the rise. It's going to remain the top dog for machine learning and data viz in 2026. So yeah, learning it is probably one of the smartest career moves you can make right now. The only question left is, where do you even start? And that's exactly what we're here for. We've covered the why Python is so important, and the what's coming in the future. Now, let's get down to the how. This is your step-by-step roadmap, the structured path that's going to take you from knowing nothing to being a total pro. We're breaking this whole journey down into 3 simple, totally manageable levels. First, you're the beginner, building that solid foundation. Next, you become intermediate, where you'll learn to write clean, reusable code. And finally, you hit the advanced level, where you truly master data science. See, it's a clear path forward. You can totally do this. All right, level 1, the foundation. This is where you lay the groundwork. You're going to start with the absolute basics, stuff like syntax and variables. Then you'll move on to the real building blocks for handling data, things like lists and dictionaries. And then you master what's called control flow, which is really just the logic of your code, using loops and if-else statements. Nail this part, and trust me, everything that comes after gets so much easier. Okay, moving up to the intermediate level. Here's where you stop just writing code and start building smart. You'll learn to write functions and modules, which is all about not repeating yourself and keeping your code clean. You'll get into some more advanced stuff like comprehensions to make your code run faster. And, this is a big one, you'll learn how to handle actual files, like CSVs and JSON. Why? Because that's where all the interesting data lives out in the real world. And now for the top floor, the advanced level. This is where it all comes together. You're going to master the absolute must-know data libraries. Pandas for wrangling data, NumPy for all your number crunching, and Seaborn to make beautiful visualizations. Then the real fun begins. You'll use scikit-learn to build actual machine learning models, maybe even dip your toes into deep learning with TensorFlow or PyTorch. But the most important part? You'll take all these skills and build real-world projects. So knowing the path is awesome, but
Every adventurer needs the right gear, right? So let's talk about the practical tools and, more importantly, the strategies that are going to help you learn faster and make sure you actually succeed on this journey.
Listen, this is really important. How you learn is just as crucial as what you learn. Don't just sit there and read a textbook. You have to learn by doing. Build tiny little scripts. Seriously, make a tool to organize your messy downloads folder or a simple tracker for a stock you like. Go on GitHub and read code from other people. It's one of the best ways to learn. And please use real data sets. It's the only way to prepare for a real job. Oh, and find a community, online or offline. Getting help and feedback is a total game changer. Think of these as your learning cheat codes. And while we're on the topic of tools, here's your essential software toolkit. This is what the pros use. You'll need a code editor. VS Code or PyCharm are the big ones. For playing around with data and learning interactively, nothing beats a Jupyter notebook. And this one's non-negotiable. You have to learn Git and GitHub. It's how you save your work, track changes, and work with other people. These aren't just suggestions. They're the industry standard. Okay, you've got the map, you've got the tools. Now it's time for the most important part of this whole thing. It's time to go from just learning to actually building. Because trust me, this is where the magic happens. This is where the real learning sticks. And I know, starting a project can sound scary, but it doesn't have to be. Here's a super simple 7-step plan for your very first one. 1. Pick a dataset. Find any CSV file online about something you find interesting. Sports, movies, whatever. 2. Load it up with Pandas. 3. Just poke around and explore the data. 4. Clean up any messy bits. 5. Make a couple of cool charts to find insights. 6. Build a super simple ML model. And 7. See how well it did and think about how to make it better. That's it. Following this little recipe is how you build real skill and, just as important, confidence. So, if you take away one thing from all this, let it be this. Learning Python is so much more than just learning a programming language. It's your key. It's the tool that unlocks the door to a career in one of the most exciting, most in-demand fields on the planet right now. So there you have it. We've laid out the entire roadmap, from square one all the way to building your own impressive projects. The map is officially in your hands now. So I guess there's only one question left to ask. What problem are you going to solve first?